These yearnings, needs, cravings, desires can thus be felt, absorbed, and inspire. Allowed or not, we have a choice. Poetry gives our heart its voice.
Aral Ambrosia Productions presents Why Poetry Matters. Poetry is when an emotion has found its thought and the thought has found words. Robert Frost. This episode is brought to you by LPQ, Le Pain Quotidien. Promotional support from LARB. Do you like poetry? Do you love poetry? Maybe you loathe poetry. Perhaps you had the distinct misfortune of a Dickensian gradgrind of an English teacher, the type of misaligned, alleged educator who focused solely on the cost of everything, ergo the value of nothing. To paraphrase expert Irish poet Oscar Wilde, who knew how to wrest depth from humour and humour from depth in equal measure with precise rhymes. Whatever your current stance on the nature and effect of poetry is, this could be the perfect podcast for you. Seriously, in a mere 30-minute capsule, you'll have your preconceptions about poetry and people challenged, upturned, or at the very least, refined. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Settle in and breathe. If you're in quest of a brief respite from the onslaught of external mayhem that would be your hectically busy life, if you're open to empathy, compassion, a deep, mindful analysis of personal choice, this brief but deep weekly podcast entitled Why Poetry Matters is the perfect place, indeed, the perfect companion for you. One might even call it a safe space for your imagination, a snug philosophical pocket, a supportive hearth for your heart, an alkaline ally for your subconscious, a cashmere mantle for your mind, a snug for your soul. So, here we are at the inaugural episode of Why Poetry Matters. My name is Gubnit Ní Gearra, and today's guest, our inaugural guest, is none other than Paula Namer, psychotherapist and professional Mambo dancer. How's that for a range? In advance of which, let me share with you the poetry term for the day, Trochee. 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 Feel free to dazzle your pals with your apposite and masterful use of the poetic term trochee. In poetic metre, a trochee is a metrical foot of poetry consisting of one stressed syllable followed by one unstressed syllable. Here are some examples of trochaic words: season, random, wanton, humdrum. See how it works? Now you have that in your arsenal of words. Deploy it correctly with joy. So I've told you that in order to tell you this. Poetry is more a part of our lives than many people even realise. A fact that I'm here to remind you about weekly ad infinitum. Today it is my joyful honour to welcome Paula Namer. Paula Namer is a practising, licensed psychotherapist with a master's degree in clinical social work. Born and bred in Brooklyn, New York, according to her the hippest place in the known universe, Paula has lived for years in the south of France, and currently she resides in Beverly Hills, California and Greenwich Village, New York. For many years, Paula was a Mambo Nick. This was a special breed of professional Mambo dancer who primarily danced at New York City's original Palladium Ballroom. She also performed and taught dancing in the famous Borscht Belt, Catskill Mountains, which gave rise to most of the beloved comedians and singers of her generation: Mel Brooks, Jackie Mason, Sid Caesar, Joan Rivers, Barbra Streisand, Tony Bennett. So you get the company that you're in. With her second husband, Sam, Paula travelled the world, tangoing and loving to their mutual heart's content. Adored grandmother of 3 beloved children, I know, I've witnessed it, children of her 2 daughters, who studied and danced with the New York City Ballet when George Balanchine was its director. And in my estimation, Paula embodies the very essence of the pithy, witty Dorothy Parker. So Paula, otherwise known as Tiger Lady, because Namer translates as tiger in Hebrew, welcome to this inaugural episode of Why Poetry Matters.
Hello. Pleasure to be here.
Pleasure to have you. Do you have a connection to poetry?
Yes, I have a deep connection to poetry. My connection started very early, And I don't know from whence it came. We didn't have poems in the house. We had music, we had songs, which, of course, to me is wonderful poetry. I love lyrics. And but I started writing poetry around 7, 8 years of age.
Early.
Yeah, and really enjoyed. Unfortunately, kept nothing. Parents didn't keep anything. It wasn't, we weren't like
It wasn't prized.
following our. It wasn't prized. It wasn't thought of anything worth keeping. I guess whatever. I had loving parents. I'm not saying they were at fault, but here now everybody keeps everything
and frames everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I really loved writing poetry. As I got older, I grew away from poetry, more into fiction and nonfiction, and then with school. But I came back with a big bang when my husband passed. Actually, before my husband passed. And so poetry has become very meaningful in my life.
Did you go towards it as a means of kind of a catalytic outlet? Did you go towards it as a means of solace? In what way did you kind of embrace it into your life at that time?
Well, it's interesting. My husband passed 3 years ago, but he was 97. No complaints. I'm very grateful.
And still dancing.
Yeah, still dancing wonderfully. We had a beautiful, beautiful life and marriage. But as he grew towards the end of his years, he developed dementia. But not terrible, but it was there. And for some reason, a phrase kept going through my mind, my husband is leaving me, which in fact is what dementia is. You're mourning the person before they go.
They're physically, but the essence is ebbing away.
And this phrase just was every day going through my mind. And then finally I said, I just have to write it down. And a poem ensued. In 5 minutes, I wrote a poem called My Husband is Leaving Me.
Would you share it with us?
I would love to. Let's see, I don't have it. My husband is leaving me. This is before he passed. My husband is leaving me, though not by his design. My husband is leaving me, the man who was all mine. Day by day, inch by inch, he vanishes from me, moment by moment, step by step, to a world I cannot see. What is this rare and frightful thing that's taken his keen mind? How could it happen just like this, that I am left behind? I try to keep a happy face and laugh with him when able. I try to keep his spirits up and keep him at my table. But I know that surely the end is near, and I must face the day that I am alone without my dear, my lover's gone away. My husband is leaving me, though not by his design. My husband is leaving me, and I am right behind.
Oh, Paula, that's, it almost has a sense of consecration.
What a beautiful word to use for it.
Because I feel if those who are listening and are in the situation that perhaps they're caregivers of those that they love deeply, and they can see them slipping away before them. I mean, you've just underscored why poetry matters in our lives, because in this sense, you used it as a vehicle to express your emotion, and also not necessarily to begin the process of acceptance, but just to begin the process of registering it.
It was an enormous relief. Enormous. I put it down, I read it, I said, oh, this is good. I really liked it.
It's a great poem.
I really liked it. And I felt like a bubble had come out and I had spewed out something. And then I felt peaceful and calm afterward. It's my favorite poem that I've written.
So basically that has been your effect of poetry on you, that it can bring peace and solace into your life.
And cathartic.
Catharsis.
It is so cathartic. And there are no words to express the emotion of reading a poem that hits you. Mm-hmm. Forget about writing. Writing is another thing that's wonderful. Mm. But just reading something. I mean, I love novels. I love great writers.
Saul Bellow, etc. He's one of your favorites,
favorite,
right?
Saul Bellow, my hero. And but the poem there, and also has really brought this to the fore, really just pushed me in a wonderful way.
So you've explained how poetry has mattered at a pivotal moment in your life.
Yeah.
And if you were to describe what poetry is, how would you describe it?
I've written a poem about that. Funny you should mention it, my dear. Poetry is...
By Paula Namer.
By Paula Namer. A note, a book, a joke, a story does not fill my life with glory. A poem, an ode, a bit of rhyme makes me feel it's mine, all mine. Invokes emotion, heart, and soul. Oh, poetry, that is your role. You're here to make us delve in deep. You're here to make us laugh and weep. No other form can thus impart all that's in my breaking heart. The deepest feelings, lofty or profane, can be put to paper and not sound insane. These yearnings, needs, cravings, desires can thus be felt, absorbed, and inspire. Aloud or not, we have a choice. Poetry gives our heart its voice.
That's exquisite.
Thank you.
Now, tell me about your process. How did that flow out of you?
I honestly just think it's like magic. I don't know. I'm kind of an instinctual person, clearly.
Do you do many drafts?
No, one draft, that's it. And you can see I even made a revision here. Mm-hmm. I do a draft. I hardly ever revise. I write usually just before class. Mm-hmm. It just flows.
No evident premeditation, but you're mulling it away in your subconscious.
But it's so attuned to our subconscious and our heart.
Yes, I agree.
I think prose, actually I'm kind of a lazy person, and I like to do things at the last minute, but I always get everything done. And if it's not there, it's not there. But luckily, I don't know, the fates, the muse, whatever, it just comes out.
It's probably quite helpful that you're a relaxed individual, so you're not blocking it.
Not at all. Yeah, that's true. I'm very open.
Very open.
And by the way, if it's not good, I don't care. As long as I've
That's
said...
very helpful for people who are listening to this.
I
Absolutely.
really don't. You know me. Yeah. I'm just... Yeah. This is it. I wrote it. I like it, or I don't. Whatever.
Yeah.
And that's
This is my stance right now.
This is how I feel exactly. And usually, on rereading, it holds up.
So why poetry matters? I see that you've written another poem exactly to do with that.
Yeah.
Would you like to read that to us? And one of the reasons why I'm focusing on the poems that Paula has written is primarily because these are her answers to the questions that I would have asked her anyway, encapsulated in the poems.
Okay. Why Poetry Matters by Paula Namer. My life was in tatters. I was mad as a hatter, getting fatter and fatter. My brain filled with chatter, my heart full of clatter. How could poetry matter? I found a new friend who I'll love till the end. She suggested a class that would move my tired ass. It brought me a smile. I wrote poems as a child. So ensemble we went, and behold, heaven sent. We met our new mentor. I believe heaven sent her. Her grace and her style, her look, clear beguile. She was smart, she was fun, all good things wrapped in one. I fell under her spell. All in all, it went well. Well, in fact, it was great, my most fun at this date. A great group full of zest who got all of my jests. Smart, funny, and giving, who knew about living. The women so sharp, the men straight to my heart. Band of poets we became, soon superhero fame. Will come knocking at our door, who knows what's in store. Why does poetry matter? It saved my life. And I really believe that's true, because I was very, very sad. And it's been 3 years, and I'm still sad, but not as sad as I would have been without this outlet, this fun, this emotional, and I keep using the word, but that's really what it is, catharsis. I think that people who are not familiar with what poetry is and can be.
And its power.
The power, yeah, the emotional power it brings. I think people, we don't get poetry taught in school. I mean, my favorite poem in school was Daffodils. Oh, it's a nice poem, but give me a break. Yeah,
there are many more. Yes.
We don't really learn enough about the beauty of it and the healing power.
Psychological healing, absolutely. So would you say that you have found a refuge in poetry, a type of cocoon?
Yes, a safe cocoon. Mm-hmm. I feel like it envelops me. It's all around me, keeping me centered and safe. That's the word, safe.
I'm sure that's going to be very inspirational to people listening to this podcast, Paula.
I hope so.
What aspects of poetry either interest or fascinate you?
I love rhyme.
You love rhyme.
I really love rhyme.
Do you find it sasatisfying? Is that why?
Yes, it's got that. And that's why I love lyrics, because they rhyme. And I write free verse as well, but it doesn't give me that zip. And as you know, I love that zip at the end.
The jolt of surprise.
Yes, I love the jolt of surprise. And that's the thing I love most about poetry. People talk about deeper aspects. For me, when I read or hear a really good poem, I'm always surprised. And it's a jolt. It's like, oh, yeah, right. And recognition.
A shock of recognition.
Yeah.
And there's a sense, I think, when you're reading a poem that you connect with, that you feel understood, that there's another soul out there, wherever it was. It's back to the 1400s.
Yeah,
my God, they felt the same thing at the same time. They just had the words at their fingertips.
How did they know?
So now we're going to move on to what is your favorite poem, Paula?
My absolute favorite poem, and to some people it may sound odd, but I don't think it is. My favorite poet now is Leonard Cohen, who I think is an absolute master and wrote poetry and novels before he became a songwriter.
Sure.
And my favorite poem is Dance Me to the End of Love, a song that has taken the world by storm.
And now we're going to listen to Paula's special rendition of the poem.
Dance me to your beauty with a burning violin. Dance me through the panic till I'm gathered safely in. Lift me like an olive branch and be my homeward dove, and dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Let me see your beauty when the witnesses are gone. Let me feel your moving like they do in Babylon. Show me slowly what I only know the limits of. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the wedding now. Dance me on and on. Dance me very tenderly and dance me very long. We're both of us beneath our love. We're both of us above. And dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the children who are asking to be born. Dance me through the curtains that our kisses have outworn. Raise a shelter now, though every thread is torn, and dance me to the end of love. Dance me to your beauty with a burning violin. Dance me through the panic till I'm gathered safely in. Touch me with your naked hand. Touch me with your glove. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love.
And your second favourite poem, Paula, this one I'm going to read to you.
Yes,
I'm going to
please,
serenade you with
in your
it.
beautiful voice.
It's called, it had two names in fact, both Funeral Blues and Stop All the Clocks by W.H. Auden. Stop all the clocks, cut off the telephone, prevent the dog from barking with a juicy bone, silence the pianos and with muffled drum, bring out the coffin, let the mourners come. Let aeroplanes circle moaning overhead, scribbling on the sky the message he is dead. Put crepe bows round the white necks of the public doves, let the traffic policemen wear black cotton gloves. He was my north, my south, my east and west, my working week and my Sunday rest, my noon, my midnight, my talk, my song. I thought that love would last forever. I was wrong. The stars are not wanted now. Put out everyone. Pack up the moon and dismantle the sun. Pour away the ocean and sweep up the wood, for nothing now can ever come to any good. It just embodies the immensity of grief, the notion that the rest of the world refuses to slow down and pay its respects when an individual is suffering to such a degree, in the way that the speaker demands that the world grieves equally, and then is presented as a situation that is so deeply isolating, and that's emotion we've all felt at certain times through loss.
But I find that the last line, it may sound strange, but to me it's hopeful. When he says nothing now can come to any good, at first it's like, you want to weep. And then I get a feeling of, no.
He just needed to say it and move on.
He needed to say it, and I can say it and recognize it and move on. That's the thing. Because I know things will come to good. Sure. There is good.
Just simply have to.
I mean, it's part of life. Death is part of life.
The vicissitudes.
And I mean, I was very lucky. I lost my husband. He was 97, and still functioning. Things will come to good, but he had to say it, and it has to deeply stir your heart. It's all about the heart. It has nothing to do with anything else.
I think one of the reasons that people are so deeply affected by this poem is because it's honest and it's blunt and it's clear and it's just telling you exactly how it is. There's a level of authenticity and it's putting it all out there. Back to your use of the term cathartic. So you feel, okay.
It rips your guts out.
It rips your guts out.
It
and
does.
It says, this is what the situation is.
This is what it is.
I'm not offering a poetic flourish, but I'm handing it to you in a beautifully, meticulously packaged 4 quatrains.
Yeah.
And you put away from it, you think, yeah, exactly that.
That's it.
He's got it. He's nailed it.
And that poem was used in that film, right?
4 Weddings and a Funeral.
I remember the film. I don't remember the poem. How can that be? I sat there. I liked the film.
Sure, it was great fun.
It was really nice. But when I read it later, I still didn't remember it from the film because I wasn't in a frame of mind to I don't know what it was. I wasn't in a frame of mind to get it. But once you experienced it, he's so in tune with what you're feeling. And it became very important to me. It was wonderful.
This leads me to another point. Often things can actually come into our lives in a whole variety of ways, but there's an alchemy if somebody passes you a poem at just the right time.
Yes.
And you connect with it in just the right way. It could be a poem that you knew off by heart, but you never actually embodied the words.
Exactly. It came now at just the right time.
And then it's sort of like something that embraces you, or as a clarion call, it either, kind of muffles the horrible aspects of the world, or else it wakes you up. Those extremes. So the power of poetry is very self-evident, I feel, in your life.
Very, very, and very meaningful to me. And I just continue writing and love every minute of it.
Is it part of your daily practice now, would you say?
Not daily, no, but when the mood strikes me,
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, and it strikes me fairly often. But I really have to, just get them together and I put them all in this
binder.
Briefcase.
Yeah. You have a briefcase.
I have a
You have a lot
briefcase
of them
full
then.
of poems, yeah. And I like to write funny poems too, by the way,
Well, you wouldn't be an aficionado of Dorothy Parker if that weren't the case.
Exactly. I love Dorothy.
Do you have one of hers that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, I have. Basically, I love her short poems.
And what is it about her? Is it her kind of quirkiness and
Her
her wit?
humor and her sophistication and her not giving a damn.
There we go.
She's very much in tune with how I feel. I brought a bunch of them. Here they are. Look at her. Isn't she gorgeous?
This is radio. Great face radio. Okay. So let's see.
Oh, I love this little one. I brought a few of the short ones that I really love. And I grew up with this stuff. This is the stuff I really went to.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. It's called Comment. Oh, life is a glorious cycle of song, a medley of extemporanea. And love is a thing that can never go wrong, and I am Marie of Romania. Good? Here's another one. If I don't drive around the park, this is called observation. If I don't drive around the park, I'm pretty sure to make my mark. If I'm in bed each night by 10, I may get back my looks again. If I abstain from fun and such, I'll probably amount to much. But I shall stay the way I am because I do not give a damn. I know.
Really?
And that's so me.
That appraises her entirely.
Yeah. And this is a good one. Unfortunate coincidence. By the time you swear you're his, shivering and sighing, and he vows his passion is infinite, undying. Lady, make a note of this. One of you is lying. That's how I like to finish most of my poems, with a line
marvelous.
Like that.
Yeah. It's like, I always feel it's kind of like the castanet, just clicking at the very end.
Right, exactly.
The vote to the shift. Thank you, Paula. Just beautiful. So interesting. And I would say very inspirational to listeners as well.
I hope so. I truly hope so.
And there you have it. Thank you for listening. Hopefully closely, hopefully engaging intently, hopefully openly and reflectively. Until next time, be well, stay safe, have fun, go deep. See for yourself why poetry matters. Look for the poetic moments in your life. Poetry is when an emotion has found its thought and the thought has found words. Robert Frost. And just before I bid you all a fond adieu, perhaps you harbour one long gestating or festering question about poetry, its process, its configuration, its raison d'être. If so, why not send it along via whypoetrymatters@proton.com. That's whypoetrymatters@proton.com to have it answered in an upcoming episode of Why Poetry Matters. Until the next time, be well, stay safe, keep kind, have fun, think, go, dive deep. A portion of the earnings from this podcast will go to the Tibetan Children's Village. The production credits are host Gubnit Ní Gearra, producer Gubnit Ní Gearra, recording engineer Nick Reyes, production assistant Eli Wikström.